Hey everyone, welcome to our Sunday garden stroll. We're just going to be checking out some new blooms, see what butterflies we encounter, and of course, there will be some adorableness, as in adorable caterpillars, at the end. Well, here's a good place to start. Look at this beautiful Polydamas Swallowtail butterfly. I haven't even gone out into the main part of the garden and we're already having an encounter. And this is my favorite butterfly to raise and to have. I love them. Okay, but this is just up in my patio area. Let's get out to the garden. I want to check in right here first at my Florida native wetland garden. First of all, look at this sweet scent. It's blooming and of course the love bugs love it. But I've said this before, I'm thrilled to have this back, and it's right here in the corner of this garden is about to take off. The buds are getting really close on the narrow-leaf sunflower to opening, and when they do, it is going to be a sight to behold. So we're still going to check on this regularly because there's going to be a Sunday afternoon walk that comes along, and these guys are going to be blooming, and we're just going to stand and stare. Also in here is the clustered bush mint that is starting to bloom. So that'll be kind of a nice little mix in. And you can see there's a cluster of the clustered bush mint right back there. It actually looks really pretty with the tropical sage coming up behind. And I do love my tropical sage. I know I make I'll make fun of it, but I'll say, of course, it's tropical sage, because it does come up everywhere, but it's also beautiful and it blooms all year. So come a winter when a lot of the plants are going dormant, I will still have that to bring little pops of color to my garden. And then just across from that garden we were looking at right here, there is a little long-tailed skipper on my porterweed, and some of the zinnias that I put in here, one of them's blooming. I love it when I see the buds come up because I don't know who it's going to be, and when they open and it's like, yay, they're all beautiful. I mean, they're all beautiful, but I just love that there's just that one little zinnia right there in the middle of everything that says, here I am, and look how spectacular I am. Porterweed's coming up great in this garden. And oh my gosh, y'all, these love bugs, let me tell you, they've been trying my life. Look at them all over my goldenrod. Now this is a goldenrod that I cut back so it bloomed out, and that's why it's short, but it has lots of flowers because that's how I like it. And trust me, the more love bugs that are on the flowers, the less that are getting stuck on me. That's a good thing. And if you don't know what love bugs are and don't have them, oh, that is such a blessing because they're just bothersome. They don't bite, they don't do anything bad, but they just are, like, have no sense of direction. They just kind of float around. And if you are in the path of where they're floating, they'll just stick to you. It's, yeah, I don't like it. So anyway, I'll be ready for them to go. See, look, there's one. Well, it was just stuck on my hand. It just flew off. I know you're going to be shocked by this, but guess what? The snow square stem is all growing in again and getting huge. I did trim out some of the bottom there because it was like all the way out in my walkway, but it's also getting ready to bloom. And I do believe I have some that's actually blooming in the garden I'll find to show you. It does get really, really pretty blooms. They're small flowers, but they're very intricately designed and I just really like them. So now, since we have buds all over, I'm just gonna let it grow and bloom, and I'll just whack it all back down later. There's a Gulf fritillaria over there on the Mexican sunflower. So right here where I have a lot of the potted things I'm growing, actually this was full of privet senna. I just took a load of privet sennas to the nectary. So if you want a privet senna, go to the nectary, because that is the host plant to sulfur butterflies, and the cloudless sulfurs migrate to Florida, so they will need lots of host plant. But I also have some other plants in here that I grew from seed, and look at this Tethonia right here in the middle. Beautiful big flower, Tethonia rotundifolia, or Mexican sunflower. Absolute butterfly favorite. The tropical garden, still love, looks all lush. That Malaysian orchid, still spectacular. The tractor seat plant still looks like it's gonna do something, but it's not doing anything yet. I mean, it's got buds on it, but no blooms yet. But you know we'll be regularly checking. But look here what's coming up on my orange torch ginger. Another flower coming in. I think these are just the most beautiful things. Oh, and remember one time I was back here with you guys, and there was an odd little plant. It was coming up right back in there. I don't know if you recall. And I mentioned I might dig it up and move it. Well, I did dig it up, and it's doing fine, but I still don't know what it is. But let me show you. Remember this little guy? So I still don't know who it is. I thought it might be a baby tractor seat plant, but I don't, it's not. Like the leaves are different, and the stalk is different. I mean, look at the shape of that stem coming up. It reminds me of one of those little Buddha belly plants, which I have one of. I'll show you in a minute. But the leaf shape is different. So I don't know, but it's cute. And please don't anybody come on and tell me this is something that's horribly invasive, because it's cute. I want it to be a good plant. Here's the plant I was talking about. And it's blooming. Look how beautiful. And butterflies love these flowers. But the thing about this one is that it's got the trunk stem is thicker at the bottom and gets thinner as you go up. And this little guy's the opposite. Do I dare try iNaturalist? Okay, I'll do it just for fun. I'll be right back. Okay, exactly what I thought would happen. Put on iNaturalist, is point the camera at the plant, you're pointing it at, I mean, it's perfectly clear. I'm here so you can see the stem, I'm close, I'm far. It wasn't even trying to come up with anything, nothing. It just sat there like, I don't know. It wouldn't even tell me it didn't know. I don't know. So anyway, you guys are better than iNaturalist. Usually one of you comes through with the plant identification for me. So yay, you all. I love the pot though, how my pot has moss. I love it. I love it when clay pots do that. Have you noticed how expensive they are? I was at the nectary yesterday and I didn't film. I meant to film, but I ran into people I knew and started talking. And anyway, I bought what I need to buy, which you'll find out about on Tuesday's video. So they have, every once in a while, you know, they'll have some clay pots there, and they had some nice ones, which I'll show you on Tuesday. And I bought them, and they're like such a better price because they're used, you know. We should make a thrift store that's just gardening things. Wouldn't that be fun? And we could take plants in from our gardens, you know, and trade or something, and have used planters and pots. And you know, a lot of gardeners buy things and then all of a sudden like don't need it anymore. And wouldn't that be lovely? I would probably be there every day. My sky flower still living its dream life. It is so happy in this location. There's also some kind of grass, but I think, see how it has the little bug on the top of it? But see how it comes up and it has this little thing? I think, is this a native grass? It's coming up in here with the sky flower and the, oh gosh, what are you called? Who are you? I love you. Button bush. The button bush. Like maybe it came, look, my buttons are, I'm hoping, going to seed. And we can get some more. Whatever this grass is not something like I have anywhere. So I think it might have come in the pot with one of these natives. So let me know if this is a friend or foe. Should it stay or should it go? I hope you can see it is really filling in. And this is a wetland pot, so it seems very happy. Maybe it's some type of wetland grass. My super tall Tethonia is still continuing to grow super taller and still has not bloomed. And you know, every once in a while you just get one of these and it decides to do that instead of this one. This is the normal growth habit of Tethonia, you know, about that tall. And then you'll just get that from the same seed packet. I've had one of these before. This one, when it was coming up, I knew it was going to do that. I could just tell by how thick the trunk was. And so I cut it off before it could get too terribly tall. And then it branched out. I've shown this to you before, but I can show it again because not everybody watches every video. You can see where I cut it off right there. And now it's put out all these branches. And I think it's starting to put little buds inside. So I don't like it when they get this tall because then the butterflies, they're up there and they're harder to photograph. So I really, I'm tempted to just whack it down again because you can see us putting out new growth there. Like I would cut it like down to here and let it spread out again. I'm even considering keeping on doing that because look, it looks like a tree, right? So the more I cut it and it splits out, the fuller it'll get, and I can make a little Tethonia tree. Wouldn't that be cute? I think I might. But then it's got, I don't know. I mean, it's only got one flower bud in there. It's not like I'm losing a whole lot because these ones will each produce a flower. So I'd actually end up with more flowers. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go get my trimmers. We'll do it together. And then I can say that y'all told me to do it. On my way to get my trimmers, but I just wanted to pause right here. Look at how fabulous this Lantana depressa, variety depressa, Florida native Lantana is doing here in the ground. It loves this location. So I can't wait. It's just going to grow and grow and get huge and just be covered in those flowers, and butterflies love those flowers too. Oh, there's some golf fritillaries. I took some into raise. I haven't had any eclose yet, but I am happy to see more of them out and about in my garden. That's a good thing. All right, let's go to it with that Tethonia. Okay, so this one I'll probably leave. It's these super tall ones. So I want to trim it down to the first, let me get this out of the way, the first leaf where there's buds coming out from where it's coming out of the stalk. So right there. I think I read somewhere that Mexican sunflower leaves are very high in nitrogen. And so I want these to go back into my garden. And I have my ready-made, naturally made compost bin that is surrounded by trellised passiflora incense and a fire bush and coral fire spike. And I just throw all of my compost down in there. And let me tell you, it goes down quick. It's pretty incredible. And you can see all the plants around it are quite happy to have all that decomposition going on. So I'll just toss those in there. See, and you don't even really see them from over here. It's a fabulous thing. See, now that's so much better. So now it's at the level with my trellis passiflora incense that's on the back of this nectar garden. And so as it sends out more, it won't be quite as tall as it was. And hopefully we'll get some blooms going soon. While I'm here, I was just quick looking at my potted wild lime trees, looking for giant swallowtail eggs. I check these all the time. I haven't found any in a while, but look. There's an egg. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I'm going to check all the rest of them. I'll let you know how many I find. It might just be this one, but I'll take it. There's a little orange barred sulfur right there. Whoop. We're over there now. I have a lot of sulfur caterpillars. We'll go in a minute and see. I've got a lot. Well, a lot for me. I usually don't raise that many, but oh my goodness. I've been seeing them out laying eggs on my wild lime, which is their, not wild lime, on their privet senna, which is their host plant. Okay, it flew away. But I go out and look and the eggs are gone. There's ants all over that. They just come out and eat up those eggs. So I'm gonna go, I didn't find any more. I only have this one egg. Let's go take it in. I'll show you who all is in there right now. I got a lot of eggs, but a lot of them are not viable. It's so frustrating. You bring in all those eggs all excited, gonna have caterpillars, and then no, nope, nope, nope. My salt marshmallow has some new buds on it. That's gonna be fun to see. They'll be blooming in here right along with all the narrow-leaf sunflowers and the sweet scent and the clustered bush mint, and of course the tropical sage. Can't walk by the starry rosin weed without stopping to look. It's so beautiful. So happy, so bright. And the Florida sunshine. See, we're in here at my work table. I mean, look at all these little cuttings I have in here with eggs or baby caterpillars. And when the caterpillars get bigger, I'll move them into the lepidarium. So this is all the wild lime I've collected. Add my little stem that has eggs on it. And some of them I've had in here for a good number of days. So see, that one there looks empty, but this one here looks good. You can see there's a little somebody in there. Yay! Maybe it's going to come out later today. So this bunch of privet center right here all has eggs on it. None of them have hatched. I was watching the butterfly lay these. It was a beautiful, beautiful sulfur butterfly. And so I thought I'm just going to go bring some in and we'll see who hatches, because it's crazy how quick those little eggs disappear. And then back here is some older guys that I brought in, but they're not like super old. They're still small enough. These guys will be moving into the enclosure soon though, because they're starting to get bigger. And my big ones that are in there, which will go in there in a minute. They're to the point, either they're getting ready to go off and pupate, or maybe they already have. I haven't checked on them today. But there's various sizes. You can see there's a yellow one. Here's a little one up here. And there's one green one. Yep. There goes my husband. My husband's out. When the tree people in the yard behind us took out the big tree that was back there leaning over our property, some of our viburnums got bent, and anyway, he's just taken them all out for me, so they're not like dead, dying and hanging and looking scrappy there. He's gonna work on this one right here too. So these are hopefully my success story, and these guys. And then I also have some very successfully hatching and thriving zebra longwings. And I think there's a few Gulf fritillaries out here too. And I saw Gulf fritillary out laying eggs, so I was following her around, and I brought in some of the cuttings with her eggs on them. And of course, while I was out and about, I also found more zebra longwing eggs, and you can see a tiny baby there. But this root here, when I brought it in, it was covered in eggs. Every stem I brought in had eggs on it. And do you see eggs? They are turning black and just kind of disintegrating. So I have yet to get any viable caterpillars out of any of the eggs I brought in. And it's past their time, like they should have hatched by now. But you see right there, see that one looks just like it's empty. And that one's just completely turned black. So I don't know what's going on with those. But yesterday I was out and I saw another female laying eggs. So I brought as many of those in as I can find to have them in a separate floral tube. So we'll see, maybe some of these will hatch. Now let's have a look at some adorableness. My favorite little guys. Look at this guy, so big. Look at the feet. I mean, can we just have a moment? Look at those feet. This is a Polydamas Swallowtail. This was that first butterfly we saw at the beginning of the video on the red pentas. This is their caterpillars on their host plant pipe vine. This pipe vine is Aristolochia tomentosa, Florida native pipe vine that I got from Joyful Butterfly. I have an affiliate link to Joyful Butterfly if you want to go shop butterfly plants. It's fabulous. You can find the link down in the description of all of my videos. Look at these two. They're so full they have to lay and eat. Like, these guys should be going up and pupating. They should be doing their big purge and going and pupating. Like these ones are thinking about doing. Oh, and you see that monarch chrysalis? Y'all, let me tell you something. I did a thing. Should I tell you? Yeah, I guess I'll tell you. Okay, so I brought in a bunch of monarch caterpillar eggs. Well, first of all, I have to precede this by saying that I had a bunch of OE instances with the group of monarchs I had prior to this, because I was finding them in my garden and just bringing them in. And I do not like seeing that. So I stopped bringing them in, and I thought, you know what, I'm only going to bring in eggs, and I'm going to do the hypochlorous acid. And so that's what I did. Every single one of these chrysalides I brought in is a monarch butterfly. I brought in as an egg. I sprayed down the leaf and the egg with hypochlorous acid, and I did not rinse it. I just let it dry. All of the eggs hatched, all of the caterpillars thrived. I fed them that tropical milkweed. I know, don't sass my tropical milkweed. It's a thing. You'd have to go back videos ago and you find out why. I don't normally have that. But I'm growing it in a protective enclosure where nothing can get to it. So it is completely free of OE spores because no butterflies are landing on it to scatter or sprinkle the spores like glitter on the surface of the leaves. So these butterflies and these chrysalides have been raised on pure, untainted, free of OE milkweed, and they were sprayed down with hypochlorous acid on their eggs and the leaves that the eggs were laid on to destroy any OE spores that could have been there. And every single one of these chrysalides look perfect, y'all. Because you can start to tell there'll be like little brown spots showing up or dark spots at the top, and those are the OE spores. But none of these have any of that. They are perfection. And they're starting to darken up, so they should be closing, and I am going to test them. I'm going to do the test under the microscope and just see. So I'll let you know what happens. Hopefully I get a bunch of super healthy monarch butterflies. Next we're going to head into the big lepidarium, but I just want to show you there's a zebra longwing right there. And there's another one there. I'm going to go release them with two hands. Their wings are really delicate, so I always use two hands to release them, so I don't film it unless they decide to stay on my hand. And we'll be back and go in, but I wanted you to have a chance to see how beautiful they are. Look at these guys. These are my two bigger giant swallowtail caterpillars. When I'm working in the lepidarium, I bring one floral tube out at a time to my work table, remove any dead leaves or trim off branches, and then get them more host plant if need be. And I also do a fresh cut of the stem and fresh water. And now I'm going to go out to the garden and just get another cutting of wild lime for them. They're so cute. I got a really beautiful stem for them. And you know what's really cool? If I can reach up and pull down the high branches on my wild lime, the stems coming up at the top don't have the thorns on them. I guess the plant figures that it wants to keep things from climbing up it. And I guess it figures once it's up so high, it does need to put the effort into growing thorns because the really, really top stems don't have them. So it makes it easier on me. And then I always check, see if there's an egg on it. I don't want to put a stem in for the big guys that has a little egg on it. Look how cute he is. Okay, so this one seems to be free of eggs, so just carefully slide this stem in, trying not to disturb these two guys. I'm gonna wrap it around so they can easily realize. There's another stem there. And off they'll go and happily munch away till they're ready to pupate. And now they can go back in with the little zebra longwing chrysalides there. And then right beside them is a cutting with some younger giant swallowtail caterpillars, but that cutting's looking good. So let's go take care of the eastern tiger swallowtails next. Look at this adorableness. So he is putting out his webbing on the leaf. They don't really curve the leaves like the spicebush swallowtails do, but they still connect with a lot of webbing. So there's two caterpillars. This is the bigger one, and look at the leaves. Here's the younger one right here. Well, it's not younger, it's just smaller. Oh, he's munching. So cute watching them eat. So these cuttings do not last well. I'm actually thinking about going on to Joyful Butterfly and ordering some wild black cherry trees to plant in small pots, kind of like I do my spice bush, so that I can just put the whole pot in, because I really do not have luck having, oh, he just pooped, having the wild black cherry tree cuttings last. And so I'm constantly having to cut off the young stems of the trees that I have and replacing like these ones. So I just went and grabbed some cuttings. I'm going to go ahead and replace them, and I'll be right back and you'll see how different it looks. I put the fresh stems in water right away until I was ready to move them over. So that's what they're going to get. Well, I guess I can show you. What I do is I take all the stems out and I figure out what stems they're on, and I put those back and then remove the other ones and add the new ones. These are eastern tiger swallowtail caterpillars on, did I say wild lime? If I said wild lime, I do that all the time. This is wild black cherry tree stem cuttings. I feel like I said wild lime. If I did, just delete all that from your mind and replace with wild black cherry tree. Wild lime is with the giant swallowtails we just had previously. Wild black cherry tree is eastern tiger swallowtails. All right, now I'm going to put them back in where they were. And then I just brought his whole leaf. I'll just kind of set it up in there, and he can just climb off onto the new cutting. I mean, look how droopy they are already. Oh, well. Okay. It is what it is. I mean, I have plenty of it to constantly be bringing in fresh cuttings. I just really wish they lasted longer. My root cuttings are looking good. I'm down to one caterpillar. See him right there on the end. Everybody else is pupated. You can see there's a chrysalis right there. There's two more right there. And then these are my big sulfurs. I just replenished their privet senna last night. And this one doesn't have much left on it, but this caterpillar can easily get over here. So there were three. Yep, they're still all here, all three of them. They're really getting big. And when these guys pupate, I'll probably start moving some of the other ones in. And then last up here are zebra longwings and golf fritillaries on passiflora incense cuttings. And you can see there's a bunch of chrysalides. They just love coming right underneath this little shelf and pupating, as you can see. There are also some over here by the giants. So I love it. I love this setup. This has been the best setup I have done. And it just is so easy to take care of. Little golf fritillary. I'm out in the garden again. So before we wrap up this video and I go inside and edit it and get it up for you today, I have a few little housekeeping pieces I want to share with you. First of all, my channel membership, I added some more levels. Now here's the thing. Everybody gets the same stuff. Like, I don't like, well, if you pay this much, you get this. And if you pay this much, you get that. Everybody gets the same. I added 3 levels so that you can do what you want to do and what you can do. And everybody gets the same stuff. I hope that makes sense. So each group has a different name, but that's the only thing that's different. The second group is the first is the milkweed crew. The second is the habitat restores, and the third is, I think, butterfly bliss, maybe blissful butterflies, something like that. So I just thought it'd be, some of you would prefer different options, and you just do what you can if you want to. And there's something else I wanted to share. Oh, okay, so I've shared before that I have Meniere's disease. This is the ear that's affected. Well, this ear is deciding it might want to join the fun. It's not fun. So it's completely plugged. I can't hear out of it, just very little. Hopefully that's going to clear up. So it's really weird for me because I can't tell, am I loud, am I quiet? Also, in editing, like, I can't tell. So anyway, if the sound is a little wonky, it's because my ear is a little wonky, and I'm just trying to ignore it. It's been this way for 3 days. It's like living underwater for 3 days, but it is what it is, and I can't complain because there could be worse things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Tap the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Join either the milkweed crew or the habitat restores, or are we blissful butterflies? One of those. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.